So we're continuing our NFL lockout coverage with a closer look at what could be holding up the deal. With me now, employment and labor attorney and football fan also, Amy Davis. Right. So you'd like to see some football sooner or later. Okay, so the owners approved this yesterday, and we kind of waited, and the players didn't get to it last night, didn't get to it today. Does that mean something's wrong necessarily?
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. After the parties agreed to a general framework last week, of course, the ball was in the owner's court. They gave the proposal today. I think it's just going to take some time for the players and their attorneys to look things over and decide if it's to their liking.
And I'm going to ask you about this because I think, you know, Max mentioned that it takes a while to disseminate information, 1,700 players as opposed to 32 owners. So that's an element. But don't you think now suddenly the players have a little juice, don't they? I mean, now is this the time they pause and savor a little power here?
Well, I think that the owners used the momentum. I mean, they've been talking, they've been encouraging, they've said that they've got a proposal that the players are going to like. They've got the fans and the players, I think, really wanting to get this deal done. And I think they're hoping the players will concede some just to get the deal done and to do it sooner rather than later. The question is, can the players use the timing to their benefit now? Because we're coming up on preseason.
Right. And these are kind of, you do this thing, these are kind of classic labor, tools, I guess, that each side use, negotiating tools? That's
exactly right. These are the sorts of negotiation tactics. You've got business people at the very highest level negotiating these things.
Sticking points specifically that you know of? Do you know of any at this point?
Well, I think the players are concerned with a few things. Benefits, for one, but the sorts of benefits that any employee would be interested in. Pensions for them, benefits if they get hurt or have, for instance, Alzheimer's or dementia, some things that...
The concussion discussions that have been going on.
Exactly.
All right, so there's big money. Now that we talked about the players maybe having some juice right now, I think it's $200 million for each preseason game lost. Hall of Fame game doesn't really impact, but those preseason games do. So the owners got it just under the wire, right? Okay, they can get the preseason in, but if the players... if they do hold some juice, right, because the owners want that money.
That's exactly right. That's an awful lot of money to leave on the table.
Right.
An awful lot.
All right. So what do you think is going to happen? Preseason, Cowboys wanted to go with camp next Thursday. Can these things come together pretty quickly in your experience?
I think that they can. I think that they can. I think the hardest part is behind them. They decided last week how they were going to split profits between the owners and the players.
And you think that was the hardest part?
That's the hardest part. So, we're going to see some football soon.
So what plays out over the next couple of days, you think? How do you envision it happening?
Well, it's a complicated process now that it's in the players' hands. You know, each of the teams have a representative for the players. And then ultimately, this has to be decided by all 1,700 of the players. Right. So it's a relatively complicated process, but I think we're going to see a resolution very soon.
And when there's that huge pot of gold, you know, I mean, for both sides, so it's going to get done.
That's right.
All right, Amy Davis, thank you very much.
Thank you. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, I thought that was coming. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.